I originally was trying to go so hard after my surgery to the point that I was so anxious, and now I feel like I was becoming obsessive over like what I was eating, and it wasn't healthy. Hey y'all, welcome to another episode of Healed and Whole. I am Dr. Donicia, a pharmacist who had 15 fibroids removed. And on this channel, I share with you my journey on wellness and healing after having fibroids removed. So let's get into today's video. So one of the things that I drastically changed after having the surgery to remove the fibroids is my diet. Y'all, I went in. Okay. I was doing so much research on what's good, what's not good. Should I be vegan, vegetarian, pescatarian, Mediterranean diet? Like, what should I do? I was literally freaking out. Like, it was very overwhelming. Especially in the beginning because I tried to just cut things cold turkey. I really just I was doing the most. Okay. The absolute most. And so I finally have gotten to a point where I have a pretty good balance that I am consistent with. And so I want to share with you kind of my main staples and how I eat to help keep my body functioning how it needs to and to keep fibroids away. So one of the things that I did was I made an appointment with a functional health practitioner. And one of the things that she said as soon as we had the meeting was, how often are you pooping? And I was like, not that often. And you can watch the video that I made all about that. But she said, let's get more fiber in your diet. Cut out everything white. And I was like, huh? White rice, white flour, white sugar, cut it out. And I was like, okay. She also mentioned, and I can make this separate since I'm talking more so about diet, but in removing all the Tupperware in my pantry, she said, get rid of all the plastic Tupperware, especially the containers that you heat things up with, stop using that and switch to glass, which I did immediately. What I tend to do when I go to the grocery store is I just try to buy foods that I know I should be eating, so that way when I'm in the house, I'm only eating what I should be eating, especially when I cook my meal. When I'm shopping, I just read ingredients, y'all. I'm not just like, okay, I'm just gonna eat fish, but there are some fish that are farm raised and they can actually be inflammatory or have chemicals and things that we should not be eating. If I can't understand what I'm eating, it's not going in my body. If it's a whole laundry list of ingredients, I'm not buying it. And so I really try to stick to whole foods. So my plate consists usually of a protein, a carb of some sort, and lots of vegetables. I try to make sure that my plate is mainly vegetables as opposed to a carb. And so a typical, let's say a typical day for me, maybe I can do a meal prep video because I meal prep every week. So maybe I can record that and show you guys. But typical meal prep for me is I will typically have wild caught salmon. That's one of my favorites. Maybe I'll curry it, do a curry salmon, or I'll just pop it in the oven. So I'll do wild caught salmon, broccoli. Broccoli has been one of my main stays. I eat broccoli so much. I purchase it so much. I try to get everything organic when I shop, mainly because pesticides are sprayed on a lot of fruits and vegetables, and that can also be endocrine disruptors in our body or even just cause inflammation. So I try to stay away from products that are not organic for that reason. And like I said, veggies. So broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cruciferous vegetables, that is a natural source of DIM. And if you watch my video on vitamins, you know that DIM is really great for helping to flush out excess estrogen in the body. And now for carb. This is the part that was so hard because how do you cut out white rice and all the things but instead of trying to just cut out those things cold turkey and just eat all vegetables, I found some other alternatives that really work great. So I get purple rice. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but I've seen it at the stores. And so when I make it, I'll make it as if I'm making like rice and peas. I'm Jamaican, so I love me some rice and peas. But I'll just use purple rice instead. This rice is amazing because it is high in antioxidant. It's like a deep, rich purple. And honestly, anytime you see fruits, vegetables that are that deep, rich, like purple, red color, like it is super high in antioxidants and it is so healthy for you. It has more fiber. And so that's why I like that rice. And so that has been like a great alternative. Or like sweet potatoes instead of regular potatoes, which regular potatoes are fine here and there, but I'll usually go for like sweet potatoes. So this is like typically like what my plate looks like. I originally was trying to go so hard after my surgery to the point that I was so anxious, and now I feel like I was becoming obsessive over like what I was eating and it wasn't healthy. And so that's when I had to stop and reevaluate and be like, okay, you can, make some modifications, but don't just cut cold turkey and just be like, I can't eat anything. No, just, understand what's better. Try to eat more whole foods and cook the food the way you like it. Like use herbs, seasonings, spices that, don't have to be bad for you. You can make whole food taste good. So as far as like balance goes, make sure that you are trying to get as much fiber in your diet as you can. I feel like in our diet, we do not get enough fiber. And so I have to really be intentional about making sure when I'm eating, I'm including fiber. So when I eat my oatmeal, I include hemp seed, chia seed, flax seed. I put blackberries in there, granola, which also has sunflower seeds and like all this stuff. And so this truly helps to just add in more fiber in your meals. When I'm eating like my lunch or something, I'll have some kiwi, which is like high in fiber, or figs are high in fiber. Like, you want to like look up these foods that are high in fiber to really help get things going in your body. So the reason this video may seem like, why aren't you saying like have this diet? Why aren't you saying have this? Because everyone's body is different. One of the biggest things you really want to focus on is making sure that you are regular, that your gut is good and it's going every day. And trying to make sure that it's balanced for you. Some people can have dairy and they are going to the bathroom. And for me, that's not the case. My biggest takeaway is read ingredient labels, making sure that you're not putting things into your body that you can't even pronounce. Stick to whole foods, fruits, vegetables, protein. If you are going to have fish, get wild caught. When I get chicken, I try to get organic, air chilled chicken. And if you notice, a lot of these chickens that like when I get the organic air chilled, they're so tiny versus like other chickens that are so big. And I'm like, something's not right here. So that's what I tend to do. Do I eat chicken? Do I eat meat? Yes, I still do. If I do eat red meat, I try to get grass-fed, grass-finished meat because it is more nutrient dense as opposed to other meat, and I'll get like 90 something percent lean. So that way it has less fat. So that's like one of the biggest things that I really try to aim for. Again, I don't like cut out red meat entirely. I don't cut out chicken entirely. Like I still eat those things on rotation and in moderation. If I'm having a protein, I just make sure that my plate is filled with more veggies and things, and the protein and the carb are not the biggest portions on my plate. I did see someone, I know people have talked about like eggs and hormones and all this stuff. To each their own, honestly. I do still eat eggs, but when I purchase eggs, I get the pasture raised organic eggs. Chickens are able to just, eat what they were made to eat as opposed to being fed soy and feed that may not be the best nutrients that they need. And then we ultimately eat that. So that's just how I shop. I think the biggest takeaway from this video is honestly, of course, speak to a dietitian, speak to your doctor, understand how your body works and what works for your body and what doesn't. And then once you do, then get into a rotation of the things that you um, feel like works for your body, and kind of go from there, and try to have as much of a balanced diet as you can with whole foods, fruits, vegetables. And I personally don't drink juice. I just drink water and lemon all the time. Like, I do not drink juice really. So that's like one of the biggest things that I try to do. But don't freak yourself out trying to, go vegan and vegetarian or pescatarian. I'm not saying that those things are wrong. Some of those things could very well be amazing and helpful for you. But I'm just saying, like, sometimes you could stress over that and now you're stressing out, and stress is not good. So just find a balanced diet that works for you. Obviously, nothing processed, sugary, like those things can spike your blood sugar and all that stuff. So really just try to focus on a diet that is whole foods and that is balanced, and I think you should be good to go. But again, I definitely recommend seeing a functional health practitioner. A lot of times they have dietitians attached with it, and so you want to be able to like I said, find a plan that works for you. Get your labs done to see how your hormones are reacting to the foods that you're eating. Like, if your hormones are out of whack, there may be adjustments that you need to make with your diet and not just supplementation. So definitely speak to your provider. I'm just sharing with you what I have done, how I eat. Hopefully, when I meal prep the next time, I can record it and show you guys exactly how I meal prep, what my meals look like throughout the day, and go from there. So I hope that this video was helpful. Please comment below, share with me any diet adjustments that you have made after having surgery, or if you have fibroids, if a certain diet or certain foods have helped or not helped. Please share below. It could be helpful for me and for someone else who watches this video. So that's all for today's video. Can't wait to see y'all in the next one.